Alright, this is speed trap number 3. A little different in that with the approach to the feet, I'm going to have you look at the hips and the shoulders. So essentially, if you bring balance to the shoulders and the hips, like I showed you in previous videos, what's happening in the feet is going to be rectified. But there are some stretches and exercises that Chris and I are going to show you in just a little while to do in order to bring back some of the damage that has been done to the lower body or the lower leg due to the imbalances in the hips and the shoulders. So, what am I talking about? If you're sitting at your desk, I want you to stand up for a moment. If you're standing up, I want you to take your femur and medially rotate them. Basically, buckle your knees in. If you take your knees and you buckle them in, what do you feel happening to your feet? They're flattening, correct? So no matter what you do to your feet, if your femur is medially rotated because of muscular imbalances in the hips, your feet and your ankle complex is always going to be weak. That's why you've got kids that you've got them doing foot drills all over the place. You got them doing box drills and dot drills and calf raises, but they still got flat feet. What's going on? Why can't I get this kid to pick his feet up and stop slapping the ground? It's because the problem originates in the hips. It's called the kinetic chain. And like I mentioned earlier, whatever imbalances are occurring in the hips generally is going to manifest itself up or down the kinetic chain. So we always look at the core, and that's why we use that term, because it's the center of your body, the core first before dealing with the extremities. So even all these silly shoes that are designed to get your feet stronger really mean nothing if we haven't dealt with the either Donald Duck or Pink Panther posture that we talked about in the previous video. What you're going to see now is what we do to help bring balance back to that particular area with some foam rolling, stretching, and exercises that are done after you bring balance to the hips and shoulders.
Alright guys, speed trap number 3. Last but not least, we got the flat foot syndrome, basically, so to speak. All we're going to do for this one is basically what happens is if the lumbopelvic and the neck and shoulder girdle aren't aligned, this isn't even going to come into play. But if all that's in line, we're going to show you a couple different things that you could do to definitely help aid that as soon as those other speed traps become useful to you. It's going to start out like this. I'm using one of these. We got a bunch of different, you can use any kind of foam roller or any kind of stretch that you need. Basically, all you're going to do is release the tension out of the soleus, the Achilles, the peroneals. You're just going to do that by rolling back and forth, really tight, really hard. All the way on your calves, all the way down the tendon, all the way on the side for the peroneals, come all the way up. Really, really stretched, really releasing that tension out of that. Basically what this is going to do is, like we said, release the tension out of it, loosen them up a little bit, get you able to move a little bit more. The exercises that we're going to have you do for this, we'll mention a lot more later on for you guys that we have been coming up for you guys. But the best things that you could do are just simply like rebounds for your Achilles tendon. Simple dot drills, simple line drills, anything that you can do where you're rebounding off your Achilles tendon and you're just being able to bounce right back up. You want to connect each and every jump, and you want to make sure they're moving off of each and every one. So say you have a line here, you could just simply jump right across it. Obviously this is going to be done at full speed, or you could stand in place and really just rebound off the balls of your feet, just like that. Or you could do laterally. Dot drill is very good for this. We'll go over a lot of different exercises that you can work depending on where your weakness is in your ankle. That's speed trap number 3, guys.